In this training video session, we're going to talk about the option of print list in conjunction with set filter. Um, Print list allows you to print a list of what you see on the lookup screen. In this case, we are looking at the active job list, but let's go ahead and try to use the set filter to narrow this list down to one particular company. So we're going to go ahead and use the set filter, and we're going to go ahead and narrow it down to just Benson & Benson again, like in the previous example, and we're going to narrow it down to the jobs for 2007, January 1st, 2007, and December 31st, 2007. Apply the filter. Apply the filter. Okay, so the list, and we're going to minimize it. So the list is now narrowed down to just 5 records for Benson & Benson Company. Now, I want to print this list out. And how do I do that? There's an option here, print list. Now, this print list, set filter, locate, options are available across the board in every single lookup screen, whether it's customer lookup, quotes lookup, inventory lookup, vendor lookup. So once you know how to use this particular feature, you can apply the same technique, the knowledge, across the board in other modules. So let's say I want to print this list out. I'm going to click on print list, and this print list option window would come up. And what it does is that it gives you a list of all the columns or the fields that you see listed on your lookup screen. And by default, all the columns are checked. So if I print this the way it is now, I'm going to go ahead and preview it. It will be very condensed with all the columns checked off, and the columns are truncated to best fit the page 8.5 by 11 size. So you can see naturally the columns are very narrow, and it shows very limited amount of data or information for each column. So, and this is a preview of it, and you can see there are 5 records listed on here because we applied the filter. Now we're going to go back and uncheck some of the columns so that our list will only conclude what we need to see. Namely, in this example, we're going to include job number, company, but not shipping company name, maybe the PO number, part number, quantity, receive, completed or not balance. We don't need to see the balance. We don't need to see quantity, or maybe quantity shipped, not the weight shipped, date schedule, and just uncheck any columns you don't need to see. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and uncheck the remaining columns. Okay, just to give you an idea of what it would look like once you uncheck the columns. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and preview it again, and this time you can see clearly that you have only the columns that you specify in the layout, the ones that you checked off. So in this case, job number, company, PO, part number, date received, completed or not, quantity received, and quantity balance. So at this point, like any other preview screen, you have the option of print a hard copy or email this report. You can see how quickly that was to print a simple list by applying the filter, check off the columns you want to print, and print or preview. Now, you have the option to save this layout, so that way you don't have to go through the process of checking and unchecking. You save this by click on save, and I can give it, it's usually default to the username within the system overall installation folder. So in this case, I'm logging in as T. It's defaults to my folder, so I can just rename this and call it job order list. List is already there for Benson and Benson, say in 2007. Okay, and that's the report. And you click on save, and that now this report is saved. You can cancel out to exit out the print list option, and you're back to the lookup screen again. Now, to go back to the print list, I just want to show you quickly. To go in, you can reload that report by clicking on load and select the report that you saved under. Of course, you may have multiple lists or reports saved under that folder, and sure enough, it only shows you the one that you checked off. That saves you a tremendous amount of time in not having to go back and reset up the report again. That concludes the printless option video.